And we're live.
All right, so we're live. What's up, guys? So Brian and I are here. Brian is behind the camera. You'll hear him talking, but we just want to touch base with you about this next cycle that we have. So we just came off of a big strength cycle. You guys hit really awesome numbers. A lot of those carried over into the stuff we're doing in our regular core programming. So this is what we're outlining for our next comp group cycle. So there's a few focuses that we got. We have Olympic lifting, gymnastics, maintaining some strength, and then we'll get into our next cycle. So the first thing, our first focus, Olympic lifting. All right, with this, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be increasing that intensity. So think sets of 3 reps, 2 reps, getting into some singles and maxing out. Okay. Were you about to say something?
No, go ahead, and then I can hop in.
So a little bit lower volume, but increased intensity. But big thing is consistency. Okay, we want to be able to hit these reps with no misses, especially with our percentage work. It's starting off kind of lower on the percentages, but with those lower percentages, we're building consistency. So in a week or two, we can really ramp up those percentage works and really go for some new PRs and some heavy weight.
Yeah, just to that, I mean, the threes are where we're really grooving that movement pattern. We're working on speed and bringing the bar up and also retreating underneath that bar. And 2s and 1s, we'll see those in the workouts. Like that's where we're really starting to express that speed at the heavier weights. So like, don't sleep on the 3s. That's the training effect that'll help you those heavier 2s and 1s. Consistency is a great point. We want to make the 3s look pretty, and when we get to the 2s, we want to make those look pretty. And 1s, like your form starts to break down, that might be time to stop, and we'll chase that another day. We're doing percentage works. We know you might go, it might say 70, maybe you sneak up to 73%, but stick to it.
Yeah.
Don't go too far above it just because it's feeling good.
Yeah. We'll get there.
We will get there. We will be testing. Also, one thing you mentioned, you said this would be we're planning this being a shorter cycle.
Yeah. There's going to be a little bit shorter cycle. So we really want to nail home those basics, get that technique down, really nail that consistency down. So that way, once we start getting into more Metcon focused and the open prep stuff, we're hitting those weights in the middle of a Metcon under fatigue.
Perfect. All right, part 2.
Next thing we're going to be focusing on here during this same cycle is gymnastics. So with this, look for a lot of variety in our gymnastic movements, okay? And this is going to be skill work. So this is all going to be, time to perfect those movement patterns or make them as close to perfect as possible. Make them, we're talking about a lot about virtuosity through movement. So making them consistent, making them quicker, making them tighter, so we can, do more work in a shorter amount of time. We're going to be doing both strict and dynamic versions of them, so both strict and kipping versions. So look out for that. But biggest thing is just exposing you guys to a variety of movements, both lower skill gymnastics and higher skill gymnastics. Okay, so we're not just picking one to build on. We're trying to get you guys through a multitude of movements.
Okay, great. Yeah, everything sounds good there. I know a couple things we mentioned is not so much conditioning through gymnastics. You will be getting conditioning with gymnastics with the core programming.
Yeah.
Although we may see some EMOMs that were out there as well. Yes. But when we're really starting to apply those in the Metcons, that would be into point 4, the next cycle, which we'll come to soon. All right, number 3.
Last thing, maintaining some strength. Okay, so like I said, we just came off a big strength cycle. We were hitting a lot of stuff. All right, front squats, overhead squats, back squats, deadlifts, presses. So we want to maintain that strength during this cycle. So it's going to be kind of moderate intensity, maybe a little bit higher volume, a little bit on the higher end of volume for the strength stuff. Think lots of squats and varied protocols. What we mean by that is not just always back squats, maybe some pauses, maybe some slow eccentrics, tempos, all different types and types and varieties of squats and maybe some different types of cleans and pulls and things like that, since we already have we're going through another pressing cycle. So that's what we're going to be doing, maintaining some strength. May gain a little bit of it, but we're more focused on that Olympic lifting as far as strength is concerned, but being able to maintain our leg and pulling strength.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I would say is that moderate intensity, variable programs, don't think that's not possible to get stronger. We actually would not be surprised if a lot of you get stronger. We're going to expose you to lots of different things, different positions, different tempos. Your body might take really well to that. We would not be surprised to see that you actually do improve, but we're not going to be beating you over the head like we did last month with just really heavy sets of 5, 4, 3s, 2s with those max rep sets, which were brutal.
Yeah.
But I think we had a lot of success with them. So don't think that we're not going to get stronger, but it is not the focus yet. Right now, it's more speed through the Olympic lifts and then just that gymnastic foundational development. Okay, fine. Leave it with what do we have to look forward to?
Next cycle. All right, I know you guys are chomping at the bit for this. So next cycle, we're going to be looking to maintain some strength, maintain our gymnastic skill work, and increase that engine. So think more Metcons. All you Metcon junkies out there, you got it coming. Don't worry. You're going to get that fix. But going to be seeing a lot of variety as well. Okay, as many different combinations as we can kind of think of. And all that, and that will be our last kind of cycle that'll take us all the way to the open.
Right. So that's kind of been the focus so far.
Yeah. That cycle, it's gonna be a lot about recovery, being able to recover. We're gonna volume's gonna increase, intensity's gonna increase, and it's gonna be how well can you recover.
Right.
So
last thing what I would say I would leave you with is just. We kind of built a base the last cycle. I'm kind of repeating this again. We built a base into that last cycle, and I think we saw a lot of success. We're continuing to build that base right now, but now in the gymnastics world. Understand that really focusing on technique, just taking that little bit of breather, really focusing on it, taking your time, really thinking about those positions, will translate in the future. Do not get impatient. Stick with it, and the long-term gains are going to be much greater than what you may have expected. Anything else you'd like to leave us with, John?
trust the process, stick to the programming.
Sounds good.